What's up, cool people? My name's Matt. Welcome back to our Bible study. Alrighty. We are looking at 2 Chronicles 27. Chronicling, as the name of the book implies, events from various kings of Judah, pretty much right on down the line, kind of giving the exiles from Judah a timeline of how they got to their current situation, being exiled. And also throwing some not-so-subtle hints in there for the people to get back to following God, maybe even building the temple and other things of that sort. But, yeah, so we've had some good and bad kings at this point. The past few have been, like, starting out okay to decent for the most part, and then just kind of do a little bit of something that, or a lot of something, that just has their connection to God drop off the face of a cliff. And or, with the last king, I think, he went into the temple to burn incense when he wasn't supposed to, and so he got struck with leprosy by God. To the point where he was even buried separate from the other kings that were honorable, just because of the leprosy. But yeah, that's where we find ourselves for 2 Chronicles 27, so here we go. Jotham was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 16 years. His mother was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. Zadok the priest, I assume? There's no other Zadok that I'm aware of, but it could be another one. In any case. Tangent done. Verse 2. Jotham did what was pleasing in the Lord's sight. He did everything his father Uzziah had done, except that Jotham did not sin by entering the temple of the Lord. But the people continued in their corrupt ways. Jotham rebuilt the upper gate of the temple of the Lord. He also did extensive rebuilding on the wall at the hill of Ophel. He built towns in the hill country of Judah and constructed fortresses and towers in the wooded areas. Jotham went to war against the Ammonites and conquered them. Over the next 3 years, he received from them an annual tribute of 7,500 pounds of silver, 50,000 bushels of wheat, and 50,000 bushels of barley. King Jotham became powerful because he was careful to live in obedience to the Lord his God. The rest of the events of Jotham's reign, including all his wars and other activities, are recorded in the Book of the Kings of Israel and Judah. He was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 16 years. When Jotham died, he was buried in the city of David, and his son Ahaz became the next king. And that is literally the entire chapter, at least the text from the entire chapter. We got a couple of footnotes to look at and some thoughts of mine to maybe share. So, yeah, like, Uzziah, Jotham's father, was king in the last chapter. He generally did what was good, but that one incident with burning incense in the temple, not good. Jotham did not slip up that way. And of course, if his mother was the daughter of Zadok the priest, that makes extra sense as to why he would be less inclined to deviate from God's commands that way. So, he did a bunch of things to help restore Jerusalem and fortify Judah and all sorts of stuff like that, which was good. And of course, he himself, morally, was good. I mean, none of us are perfect, but still good, generally dedicated to the Lord. But right there's the little bit of a hang up, like the one major way he could have done better. Because previous kings had indeed put some effort into not only following God themselves, but leading the other people of Judah to follow God. But yeah, he rebuilt a gate and other things. He built towns in the hill country, conquered the Ammonites, from which he received annual tributes, 7,500 pounds. The note there says it's 100 talents in the Hebrew. And for the bushels of, I'm going to assume, wheat and barley, Hebrew says 10,000 cores, which, you know, just, I'm sure there were conversions there based on the common understanding of the Hebrew quantities. That the Hebrew quantities represented by those measurements. So I guess each core would have been 5 bushels of wheat. Now, how much is a bushel? I'm not sure I could tell you that right off the top of my head. But, I mean, 50,000 certainly seems like quite a bit. And if it tracks at all with the amount of silver that was given, it probably is quite a bit. Key takeaway from this chapter, I would say, is verse 6. Especially the part where it says, because he was careful to live in obedience to the Lord his God. Now, it's not like today we, as Christians, would need to be worried about following every little, dot that's written in the Bible perfectly. In fact, I think most of the Bible shows us that that isn't really possible on our own. There's still, like, a general sense of trying to live the way God would want us to, in this day and age. And I'm not going to say things will necessarily be better in your life because of that, but odds are, because of your closer and more consistent connection to God, they will not feel as bad. When troubles come, they will not feel as bad. Because we're going to go through hard times either way. Okay. Tangent done, but still, I think it's a relevant takeaway and mindset to look at when reading verses like this. Because I doubt, God absolutely expected 100% perfection, or he would have struck them dead. Now, the situation is different because of Jesus, and we don't have to, go on making sacrifices to atone for what we do wrong, like they did back then. But still within a similar idea, if we are repentant of our wrongdoing, if we, seek to be in a close relationship with God, the other things that God wants from us will develop. And then we can be counted among the righteous or obedient, as this word might say. But don't just listen to what I'm saying. Read, study, think, question for yourself, and that'll honestly grow your own relationship with God anyway. These last few verses, I don't know if there really is anything that I would say stands out. He was buried in the city of David, probably actually near the other honorable kings, unlike his father was because of the leprosy. And then it is confirmed that his son becomes the next king, or became from our present perspective. Anyway, okay, there's chapter 27 for you of 2nd Chronicles. Okay, so we have another just all-around good king. Been a little while, since there wasn't some major screw-up. But apparently, he was good enough, but also not, like, so tremendously good that his reign was otherwise mostly pretty unremarkable. Yeah, I mean, I guess he, built and fortified some things and conquered some nearby people. So I guess, like, it's not like he was a complete nobody as far as the kings of Judah go. But it's like, the chapter's short, so clearly there's not a whole lot to be said about him. So, as always, like and share if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell to get updates when I post new videos. Look down in the description for links to social media pages. And of course, leave your thoughts and questions down in the comments section below all that. So that's it for now. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you soon for another video. But whatever the case is, until next time, stay cool, people.